We're Jazz and George, and these are our twin girls, Rory and Sky. We've left London behind to follow our crazy dream of a life in rural France.
Slow down. Children and cats are running free.
We've bought an abandoned farmhouse in Provence that needs more work than we have money for. So we're doing as much of the restoration ourselves as possible. We need to tame the unmanaged 3 acres of land into something we can live off. And we're trying to embed ourselves in our new community. We have so much to learn.
This goes from like liquid to solid. And I can't work out when the best time is to get it on the wall.
And we make plenty of mistakes.
If I think that's really sore.
So join us for the ride as we try to fix this old French farm. Good morning. It is week 2 of the renovation. We have a very busy week. We have George's dad here, which is great because we have another pair of hands who knows what they're doing. Not that George doesn't know what he's doing, he does, it's just me that doesn't. We have 2 weeks until our Airbnb runs out, so it's a bit of a mad dash this week to start rebuilding after we spent last week clearing out and demolishing. So our tasks are plaster the kitchen, ideally paint the kitchen, find the septic tank and make sure that works okay, so that we can start confidently installing the bathroom. And then there's various other bits, like I need to take down doors and sand them and repaint them, and I need to start painting the bedroom upstairs as well so that we can make that room habitable, because there isn't really much structural work up there, it's just like redecorating for now. Long term there will be. Anyway, so we have a busy week. Let's get going.
Remind to use your drill for that one, your screwdriver for that one. Hello.
What's going on here?
People are falling over. That's basically what we do.
Broom there.
We create an incredibly difficult surface to work on. We're framing.
What do you mean?
Barely any wires. We're framing out the house from the barn, so that the barn, you can't access the barn via the house at all, which is good, and it's going to be a lot more insulated, because currently there's no insulation at all apart from 2 drafty doors.
So is this going to be a wall that you're building here?
This is a wall.
I can't see
it. Goes, my dad will disappear,
yeah,
I will disappear, yeah, I will disappear, and it will just be a little corridor here.
My first job this week is to sand this lintel to make it look pretty. So I've got my spatula thing, I have a hand sander, and I'm going to try and make that thing look nice. Oh, the light's gone. George said he charged that overnight, but either he didn't or the electrics don't work. One or the other. Also, just so you know, it isn't always sunshine. It is grey today, and there's a fine mist of rain just settling over the valley.
We're out at the back side of the house, next to where the toilet is, looking for the famous fosse septique, or septic tank, which you have to have on a rural property like this, because we're not connected to the mains. We didn't really know where it was. We had a sort of vague plan. It was 5 meters from the corner of the house and 3 meters from a tree, but we didn't know which tree. And then Jazz remembered that the agent who sold this to us said they'd marked it with a pile of stones, and we found a small pile of stones. And underneath, with a little bit of careful digging with a scientific mattock, we have found, woohoo, the concrete lid of a fosse septique, which is not broken here yet, and I've never been this happy to find a massive pile of poo. This is great news that it's actually here, so we can get rid of it when we need to, but also we can hopefully add to it when we move in for a little bit. We'll make sure the bacteria get a bit better in there. We'll explain. I don't know if I want to explain if fosse septique works to anybody, but we found it. This is excellent news, and it's this side of the tree roots, which is also helpful. So hopefully it's not been cracked underneath. We'll do a bit more exploration and see if we can uncover a bit more.
But we're not replacing this septic tank, right?
No, we're not going to replace this septic tank, because you can do much better things for the land. we've got land, we've got space, and we've got a drop off. So our aim is to do a tiered sort of rebed style waste management system that will clean the water more naturally and won't require massive bits of concrete or big plastic things into the ground. That's the plan and that's the hope.
And we have 1 year legally from the date that we bought the house to change a septic tank.
1 year to get these trees down and make space and get a plan and get the drainage dug for the entire renovation.
Yeah.
And ready to go.
So we have until next mid-July.
Yeah, it's gonna be a mucky winter. It's raining. It's Tuesday. Today is a day to stay indoors and we're going to start plastering. French plastering, and that's something different for me. I've done lots of English plastering. Great, beautiful, lovely. Love a bit of English plastering. Super easy, relatively. Not bad at it for an amateur, but French plastering, plâtre, is something quite different that we're going to have to tackle today. We're getting all set up here in the kitchen. The father is just measuring a few things up and arranging things, but we're going to tackle this wall here and see what we can get done. I'm not looking forward to using this stuff. We might experiment with a few things, and definitely over the course of this big build we'll go to different types of plaster and see what's going on. But for this stuff, maybe horror stories, maybe 15 minutes of working time, maybe going off in the bucket. But I think we'll be okay. We've got lots of water, we're all set up, ready to go. We kind of know what we're doing. We just need to make this as good as possible. It doesn't have to be perfect. The rest of the house will be perfect. This needs to be good enough so we can get some electrics in soon. Oh, and don't mind my little dressing there. A little boo-boo the other day. Something landed on my head.
A massive chunk of rock landed on George's head, and I'll show you.
I was clearing a bit of drain pipe, but don't show. Nobody wants to see that.
Why?
PG-13. It's not that I'm clumsy, it's just I wasn't looking up when something fell 20 feet onto my neck.
Yeah, like, babe, that was actually really scary to watch, I'm not gonna lie. That was horrible.
Could have been worse. Could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
So wish me and him luck on making this stuff work. This is not going to go well. This won't go well, I don't think.
Pourquoi?
Because it's still quite loose, yeah. Yeah, it's still too wet. Too wet for what I need it to do. Definitely not the world's best plastering, apparently. It ain't the world's best plaster. That's my excuse. First update then on how the plastering is going. Okay, this stuff, it goes off super fast, right? I was not ready for quite how quickly it'll go from like completely fluid to solid. However, when you do like a first trowel on it, you can get a really quite nice finish on it, like you would on a second or third trowel with UK plaster. So I'm not too bothered about that. It's just kind of getting it on and getting it onto the surface in time to then be able to do west of it and work it. But we're filling holes, it's doing what it's supposed to, it's sticking, and that's good, and it's sticking in big clumps. So yeah, we're going to make some big progress on this wall.
And who's your audience today?
Who is the audience today? A certain young lady who's decided...
She's come to help out, she's doing her inspections on the site.
Exactly.
What do you think of Daddy's plastering so far? Yeah, it's okay. I'd like to see it go all the way up to the ceiling.
That's a great observation. Thank you very much. I'll bear that in mind.
You're welcome, Daddy, and I can't wait to see the decorative finishes around the lintels.
Your wish is my command. The hammer. What are you doing?
We are stirring the paint before we paint 2 interior doors.
Who's we?
Myself and Sky and Mum and Rory. Rory's just doing the rubbing. She's just wiping down because she's a good cleaner. And Sky's got the strength, so she's doing the mixing.
I'm impressed you're not using these feet to stir the paint.
Don't wake her. Daddy.
Sure you got a big enough pole?
Well, I can't bend down. So it's actually quite
We
good.
could have cut it off. We could cut it in half, you know.
No, this is good.
This is good? Okay. Good upper core strength, right?
Engaging the pelvic floor.
Engaging the pelvic floor.
Given I'm 3 months postpartum. And yeah, just having a nice workout.
Yeah, in front of the lovely fireplace.
Delightful.
So I said, we'll give it a go. How bad can it be? I hate this plaster. It just goes from like liquid to solid. And I can't work out when the best time is to get it on the wall because it's either way too liquid, just about perfect for about 3 minutes, and then completely solid. And like, fortunately we've got lots of like big holes that we need to fill in. Somebody tell me what I'm doing wrong, please, because this is what we've got to work with, and like that's what we've got in this country. So this house will have a lot of this, and I've got to get better at it. So I will have to. So help. And I'm sure there are lots of tutorials I could watch, but I just haven't watched them because I haven't had time, because we've got 2 kids. We're trying to renovate a house. So, you know, it's kind of like hit it and hope and see where we get to. It'll be alright. It'll be fine. Nobody will notice. We'll just have like dim lights in the area, but I would like to get better at this. Or import lots of British gypsum. No, not going to do that. It's an old house. It's going to be lime everywhere. Yeah, lime for the room. That'll be easier, right?
It's the end of day 1 of painting the actual colour onto the walls, so all the prep's been done in the ceiling, and I don't like the colour. Oh, I'll show you, but it basically looks so much more cream in the tin and in the sample that we had, and now I put it on the walls, it looks really grey. And this paint we have got for the girls' room, our room, the study, the hallway, the kitchen, the living room, like every room in the house. And the reason we bought all of that is because the paint in France is so expensive, and I'm talking like 3 or 4 times the cost of paint in England, and paint's expensive anyway. So the way that we made the decision was we got some samples in the UK, obviously couldn't see it in the house, like painted it on some plasterboard, put it in a few different lights and went, I think that one looks all right. Got about 30 litres made up of it and shipped it over with us. And yeah, I don't like it. Now we're stuck with it. I'll show you. So that's this peach colour is what was here originally, and it's this colour against it. It's the new one. And you can see like on the light's not the best right now, but like on here it looks, that's the paint in sort of in the pot, and it looks way more cream. And then you look up on the wall, it just looks so much more grey. I don't know. There's literally nothing I can do about it except be unhappy and know that's not forever. I'm not best pleased.
Friday? Is it Friday? No, it's Sunday. It's Sunday. It's been a while. There've been some incidents. I've hit my head. I got some plaster in my eye, hence the glasses. And we made some progress. It's been quite a lot. Discovered some things about this house that we weren't expecting, but progress. Come with me to the kitchen, which has been labour of love. to get it even vaguely to where it is now. And you can see that there is a miscoat on a plastered kitchen. Yes! We have some dodgy plaster here and a new window. So don't worry about the bottom, kitchen's going in there. Nobody's ever going to see it except for everybody who's ever watching this. We found an old window which we're going to sort of make a feature out of on a new shelf, which is really cool. That was one of the best things we discovered. We've discovered some very old kind of rotten lintels that are sort of behind me, that not entirely rotten, but they're going to be sanded back and looking really nice, just to make this feel a little bit more like the features that it is. We've got electricity first fix, we've plastered the bottom of the, what is that? It's a fireplace. But can you see all the stains coming through the walls? I'll give you some close-ups now. We've got to block all those stains because that's like smoke, especially around the chimney is smoke that's just going to come through all the paint when we put it on. So we need to be careful with that, make sure. So we've got some stuff on order to make that good. And this place is going to turn into a lovely little rustic farmyard kitchen that we're really happy with for now. It's a rustic finish everywhere, so we're not taking that much care. We've taken some care, but I got plaster in my eye just at the end of the roof, so the final polishing coat didn't really go well because I was like this, trying to do it. Plaster really hurts. Anyway, on to the next, the bathroom. So we're coming from the barn, which is now full of stuff, full of all the things we've got delivered because we've been ordering loads, and come through into our new corridor. Yes, it's a new corridor where we built our stud wall and a door. Yeah, we have a door. That's brilliant. Isn't it brilliant to have a door to our new bathroom? So come into the bathroom as I kick a light and see where we're at. We've got a cupboard on the side here where the washing machine's going to go, and lo and behold, we have a bath. Yes, it's a bath. Who knew that there'll be a bath in it? It's not in, but it's a test fit, and we've battened out all of this. We're batting out the end wall. This room's really starting to come together. It's been a lot of work, but a couple more days and we're ready to get the second fix, electrics and the plumbing in, some hot water, some cold water, and get some tiles on these lovely boards once we've waterproofed them. So still quite a bit of work to go here, but this is the focus right now, to make this a good room. And it's been a lot, but hopefully soon you'll be able to see more than just a bathroom and a kitchen out of this place, and see a little bit more about what we're doing with this bigger project. But we've got to get in here first, so please bear with us.